And we are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We are another terribly done introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dana Abercrombie, and welcome to another edition of MovieCast. I am joined once again by the illustrious Richard Bailey Jr. How are you doing? Hopefully better than my intro.
I'm doing pretty good, Dana, and I don't think the intro was bad. I know that you have been through quite a traumatic experience the last couple of weeks, so just glad that you're okay and able to return to tell everybody about all these excellent movies that we've been watching.
Yes, that is true. I have a concussion, so I'm sorry if I'm stumbly and wobbly. But yes, it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be an award-filled show. Nominations, I feel, is going to come our way. Maybe? Yay?
Yes, I agree.
I agree. First, we have to talk about James Gunn is back. We know that he has been through some hard times with Marvel, being fired from the set of Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole franchise. They just basically disowned him. We don't know if we're getting a volume 3. We don't know anything. There's been reports that they may bring in another director. We know nothing. The script was last reportedly being scrapped by Marvel. But James Gunn has dusted himself off, and he was like, basically, I don't need you anymore. I'm a director of my own needs and means, and I'm going to put out my own movie by any means necessary. So I'm taking myself wherever I will go, which basically seems to be Warner Brothers, because a trailer for his upcoming 2019 villain superhero origin story is about to hit. We had a trailer for Brightburn that basically seemed like an alternative version to Superman. Now, we're all aware of Superman and his feel-good origin story. We've seen plenty of movies, whether or not we wanted to, whether or not they were good. But we've seen the alien child that lands on Earth and is raised by a human couple. He grows up with special abilities and uses it to help other people. And everyone feels all warm and fuzzy inside. But this is not what James Gunn is going for. He is going for basically a bizarro world type feel where you have this alien child lands on Earth. He is raised by a human couple, and then they became terribly terrified of him when he grows into his superhero type abilities. Although the difference is, instead of saving the world, he just may go out and end the world. Now, it stars Elizabeth Banks and David Dimon as Ma and Pa Kent of the story. It is a real couple who was magically, again, chosen to raise this superpower kid. And they seem to regret their decisions as the child becomes more stronger. Now, I know that you was able to see the trailer as well as other people. What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, I thought the trailer looked fantastic. I'm a fan of horror films, and I'm also a fan of the superhero film. So, no doubt about it, I do plan to check this movie out next year. This made me think a little bit about another movie that I absolutely cannot wait to see that actually comes out next month, a movie that you will probably see before I get a chance to see, called Glass.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to seeing what James Gunn does with this. It is dark. I appreciate that. And it looks like the kid is just going to tear people apart. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it because I love a good villain story. I know we always get I'm the good guy. I'm sorry, good guys are boring. I am all for the villain story, which is why I was previously so excited for Suicide Squad. And then I was no longer excited for Suicide Squad. But that is an award-winning film, so we must not talk bad about it. I really like it. It seems to be really interesting. James Gunn, I know he's not directing it. It's David Yorski. He's directing it, but James Gunn produced it. I'm pretty sure he had some writing to do with it as well. But it looks really interesting, and I am very excited. And also, if you look at the trailer very carefully and you analyze it, it seems to be very loaded with a lot of 2013 Superman reboot, like the Man of Steel kind of nod to that, where you get to see a lot of the shots of the heartland that is Kansas and the family mailbox. For some reason, when you live in the rural areas, that mailbox is a very important shot. And there's a lot of clotheslines, you get nothing but space, so you just dry your clothes out in the wind. So it looks really interesting. And also the whole red cape situation. So maybe this is just Bizarro World. I don't know, but I love it. And this could easily be James Gunn's entry into Warner Brothers, now dealing with DC films, because, Marvel doesn't want them anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's good for him. All I would like to know is how long until we see Batista also star in one of these James Gunn movies.
Oh, Batista could be the good guy in this movie. We don't know.
That's true. Absolutely.
Remember he said, "I'm going to follow you, James Gunn, wherever you go. I don't care." Screw Marvel. Screw the fact that we have Infinity War Chapter 2 coming out. I'm following you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's true.
He could be in this movie. Who knows? I don't know. But those who are interested, it will release Memorial Day 2019. Oh. So that's around the corner.
Hopefully. Oh, yeah. I had no idea it was that soon. That's good.
We have like a good bunch of movies that are coming out in the early part of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to live through 2019, the rest of, whatever dates that's there. So that's a good thing. So one of the other really big news that broke this week, especially on Twitter, made a lot of noise, was Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out called Us. It's just Us. There is not much known about it. There's a very small synopsis that was released, but what is most intriguing is that they released a poster. They didn't release a trailer, not a teaser, just a poster. And basically, it's this poster of, I'm going to assume, an African American, because the skin tone is darker. Could be a Cubano, Latino, Latinx. I'm running out of different words. But it's a person of color holding what appears to be, it appears at first to be a pair of scissors with one leather glove. But if you look very closely at the scissors, the pair of scissors, it seems to be two heads, like the shape, like the silhouette of two heads facing the opposite direction. What's holding them together is at the base would probably be twisted horns. So maybe a devil, like a sign of the devil. And then you have the rest of the part. It looks like just regular scissors, the handle. This seems to be very intriguing. It says a new nightmare from the mind of Academy Award winner Jordan Peele, writer director of Get Out. That's literally all it says, and it just says coming soon. This seems to be very interesting and has garnered a lot of different theories online. At first, I was like, this is clearly Nightmare Before Elm Street. This is like a remake, because it said a new nightmare. I was like, oh, it's Nightmare on Elm Street. I honestly do not know. But to make this a little bit more easier, they released a very small tidbit of facts. So we have the cast is Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke, who played Umbach in Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Lupita played, who did Lupita play?
The love interest.
I can't think of her name. Sorry. And Elizabeth Moss. She's in it as well, who is the main character from Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
The release date, again, very, very good. We just got to live through it. March 15th.
Wow.
Very close. It is going to be by Universal Pictures. We're getting a trailer on Christmas Day. So this is Universal Pictures present to us. Is going to be the trailer for Us. The description is this: a mother, Lupita Nyong'o, and a father, Duke, take their kids to their beach house expecting to unplug and unwind with friends, which include Elizabeth Moss. But as night descends, their serenity turns to tension and chaos when some shocking visitors arrive uninvited. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
It could be a little bit of Get Out. I don't know. Maybe some voodoo. Because again, if you look at how the scissors are, I was like, oh, it's a pair of scissors. It doesn't really seem to be that way. Like you see the handles, they seem to be like the silhouette of two heads facing opposite ways, and then the devil horns. I don't know. Jordan Peele can be very creepy when he wants to be, as we all seen in Get Out. So I have high hopes for this. I can't wait. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, the fact that we're getting the trailer on Christmas Day, I think that is amazing, excellent news, because it will give us it means we'll get a better idea. Well, I don't know if this is going to be a teaser trailer. We'll get more of a better idea as to what this movie is about. I just hope that this is not going to be something where the trailer shows a majority of the movie or major parts of the film. I wanted him to remain subtle with this trailer if possible. But with this said, by looking at the poster, I also instantly thought of Nightmare on Elm Street when I see it because of the glove and, of course, the sweater. Now, it's not the same sweater that Freddy had with the pinstripes in it. It's just a regular red sweater, but the symbolism is there, and of course that glove in that sweater together, it makes me think about Nightmare on Elm Street. So upon hearing this description, now I'm definitely more interested to hear exactly what this is going to be all about. Because again, even though it could be along the lines of, the people, as the description said, people basically interfering their beach house for the weekend, we already know this is not going to be done the same traditional way that some of this stuff has been done with these other movies before. Because I know that Jordan Peele is going to put some type of spin on it. So I'm just curious to know how it's going to be different. But already the cast sounds fantastic. I'm glad to hear that Winston Duke and Lupita are both in it and are essentially the main characters of it. But I'm very excited. So I'm curious. And again, as you already mentioned, it's coming out very soon. March is going to be here before you know it. So that's a lot to look forward to. But just based off of that poster, it's hard to really tell what this is going to be about. So the description does help, but I'm curious to know how the poster is tied to that. Maybe that could be what the killer or killers wear. Who knows for sure? But I'm looking forward to learning more on Christmas Day.
Here's the one thing that I don't think I have to worry about. I don't think anyone has to worry about is the trailer. Because if you looked at the trailer for Get Out, it was so ambiguous that I had no idea what was going on, to the point where I didn't really want to see it. It was like, what is this weird independent thing? It was like, oh, Jordan Peele did it. Okay, he snapped. All right, good for you. And I had no interest. I was invited to a screening, and that's how I saw it. And I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, judging by the trailer, because it was weird. It was like these short clips of the guy and the deer. Remember, it was the dying deer, and he kept staring at the dying deer. And it was the weird cackling of Kathleen. Oh, I forgot her last name. But basically, the girl's mother. And it was just weird. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And I didn't. But I think that automatically people are going to want to see it just because it's Jordan Peele and the success of Get Out. But I don't think that the trailer, hopefully, will not reveal so much. I don't even think it'll reveal anything, because if you look at the trailer for Get Out, it revealed nothing.
That's true. It's a very good point. Absolutely. And I also know that a lot of people, they love Winston Duke's character in Black Panther. They love Lupita, so I think they will definitely be interested in also seeing it because they're in it.
Did he survive the snap?
Well, that's a good question.
I don't remember if they showed it.
They didn't show it, but I think he did survive, but I don't know for certain, because we never saw him again after the snap happened. We didn't see him or any of the other people that he was with. So There's no telling.
I hope he survives the snap because he's a great actor. And he's so.
Well, oh
I
yeah.
need him in another movie. It's another Marvel film. Well, I know they're doing Black Panther too, but another Avengers film. I would be very happy to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure he'll be in the next one for sure.
I don't know. It's really weird when it comes to part 4. Or what is it? Part 2. Avengers 4. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope he's there. I do. Very great actor. But moving on. This week was an array of award nominations. We're into the award season that's coming up. And so you got to get those nominations out there. You got to get people excited. I'm not really sure anyone really cares, but I'm slightly interested. Obviously, the big one is the Oscars. That does not get announced until much later. But until then, we have the Critics' Choice Awards. Those who are not familiar with the Critics' Choice Awards, these are prizes or awards that are bestowed upon the broadcast film critics. So you have to be an official critic and pay your official dues and like be someone important like Roger Ebert once was. It is comprised of more than 300 film critics from TV, radio, and online media. So people like, Variety or Hollywood Reporter, stuff like that. The winners will be announced on a ceremony on January 13th during a 2-hour broadcast that will air live on the CW network at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So these are the nominees. Here's a lot of surprises. First, I wanted to say, yay, people of color. We got some nominations. Yay. All right. So for Best Picture, ready? We have Black Panther, Black Klansman, The Favorite, First Man, Green Book, If Beale Street Could Talk, Mary Poppins Returns, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice.
Wow.
Yeah. You're like,
wow.
wow.
That is a lot of movies in that category.
Yes. So Black Panther, we have all seen. There's a lot of people excited because it is a comic book movie. But it's more than just a comic book movie. It means a lot to a lot of people, especially people of color.
Yes.
And it was such a beautifully done movie with the soundtrack was amazing. And the storyline, even though it was kind of like The Lion King, was still amazing. Everything about it was just pretty good and decent. Black Klansman, I know that I've seen, and it was a very entertaining movie. I'm not a huge fan of Spike Lee films. They're either hit or miss with me. I was very much entertained. I was invested in the characters. Denzel Washington's son, he played the along with Adam Driver, and they really just held their own, and they had this really great chemistry with each other. Those who don't know, it's based on a true story about a man, African-American police officer, who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan by pretending to be a white Christian man who wanted to go against the Negroes, back then, Negroes, and the Jewish people. So it was a very good movie. And Adam Driver played the white counterpart, where he would go in as the guy who was, he was that Denzel Washington's son was pretending to be. He was the actual face. So when they had meetings with the Klan, Adam Driver, who's a white guy, would come in. But every time that they spoke on the phone, this is back in the 70s and the 60s when, the phone was a really big thing, they would get a black man and not know it.
Yeah.
Or if you've seen it.
Yeah, I thought that was a good movie. It's pretty good. I really like Denzel's son in the role. So.
So we have First Man, which I saw, which put me to sleep. It was visually very beautiful, and that was literally it. I was asleep. It is a lovely film to see in IMAX if you like technical stuff and like pretty pictures. I was asleep the whole duration. I fell asleep when they was trying to come back. So to Earth, I was just confused. I was like, oh, wow, we're back already? Yeah, I'm sorry. It was so boring. Green Book, I know we both saw. And we both. If Bill Street Could Talk, I saw, and I fell in love with it. It's a slow burn of just sadness.
I definitely want to see that, but for some reason it is not here yet. So,
so sad. So sad. Mary Poppins Returns, which has not been released yet.
Uh-oh.
It has not been released yet, but a lot of people who have seen it already, I've not been one of them, have said that it's basically very magic. It keeps the spirit of the original Mary Poppins very much alive.
That's good.
Roma is a movie that just came on Netflix. So go and see
that.
A Star is Born. You saw, you cried, you bought all the Lady Gaga albums. That's
you know, that the movie was good, but I don't really know if that's going to win Best Picture. There's too many other movies in this category. And one quick comment that I want to make. I don't know if this movie is going to win Best Picture. It is going to win something, but because I did see it, and that's that movie, The Favorite. But it is not. There's no way that that's going to win Best Picture. At least I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. But I definitely see somebody on that cast winning something, only because it's the kind of movie where I kind of feel like it's going to have some Oscar buzz behind it. But we'll see.
Never pictured you to watch The Favorite.
Oh, well, the only reason I saw it is because there was pretty much there was a lot of people. A new movie came out. A lot of people was at this movie, so I said, "Let me see why this movie is sold out." So I went to go see it,
and you loved it.
I don't think it was a bad movie. I mean, I was surprised. The premise is seemed pretty basic, but it just the performances, because I like some of the people that are in that movie. Some of the actresses, I like the stuff that they've done in the past. So
we have to do an impromptu review now.
Yes.
Here we go. Richard, tell us about the review of The Favorite. How much you loved it. Go on. I didn't know this. I'm so flabbergasted. Please tell us your review.
Well, I mean, just from the style of it being a period piece, some of the stuff that they dealt with the story, I thought it was a pretty good film. I mean, because again, the reason why I wanted to see it is because, number one, I saw that this was a movie that a lot of people was flocking to the theaters to go see. I also saw that it got rated very highly on Rotten Tomatoes. So I said, well, let me see why people are saying this movie is great. And I went to go see the movie, and for the most part, I thought it was a decent film. You know, Emma Stone is in it. The other actress who actually is married to what was his name? Daniel Craig. His wife is in this movie.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz. That's it. She's been in a lot of other movies that I've seen in the past, so I was curious to see what she was going to do in this particular role. And really, if you've seen the trailer, you already know what the movie is about. So I just wanted to see really what all the buzz was behind it. And as I said, I don't think the story is extraordinarily original. I mean, I've seen these type of stories before, you know, but it's the way that it was handled, the time period that they showed, and then of course the fact that they dealt with some very touchy. I don't know. I don't want to say it's not really touchy in today's standards, but they dealt with some particular subject matter that I think a lot of people definitely stood out to them. Now, if some stuff like that was to happen today, it will not go down. There will be different. We live in a different world today where some of this stuff is not going to happen. That happened in that movie, you know. But I will just say that for what it's worth, I don't want to spoil anything. All I'm saying is that I wanted to see why it got a high rating, and I saw why it got a high rating, and I think for the most part, I thought the movie was pretty good. Do I think it was the movie of the year? No, of course not. No, of course not. But I will say that there has been a lot of great movies this year. This is going to be something that is definitely going to win because it feels like it's going to win something to me. I could be wrong, but I feel I would not be surprised any of the three actresses in that movie win something, especially the actress that played the Queen. I think one of those three are definitely going to win something at the Oscars when all is said and done. But that's just my opinion.
I am still just so in shock that you saw The Favorite. I just never pictured you to go see The Favorite. I could be like, oh yes, and I just saw The Favorite, and you would be like, what's that? No.
Well, hey, this is the point of this particular show. It definitely encourages me to research and see other movies that I normally wouldn't have seen because something to talk about, and then see why. But again, I wanted to see why everybody was talking about this movie. So.
Oh, I love it so much. I must go see Mary, Queen of Scots.
Well, hey, we'll see about that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
So wrapping up the Best Picture category, lastly, we have is Vice, which is I did not see. You probably saw it.
No. I want to see this. As soon as this movie comes out, I want to see it because that trailer got me. The trailer got me.
It is basically a retelling of Dick Cheney's vice presidency when he was in the White House, and it is hilariously done. And Christian Bale gained all that weight. It is not a bodysuit. He went and stuffed his face and gained like 300 pounds to play Dick Cheney. And it is musical. So I'm waiting to see that. The second they say that, I'm like, I'm ready.
Yeah. Without question, it is a must see for me. That trailer got me. That was instantly when I saw how they portrayed that, and the cast of that movie is just fantastic. They all excellently portray the characters from what I've seen in the trailer so far. So
and the director's Adam McKay, who did my other favorite movie of all time, which is The Big Short, which is about housing financial crisis. He made you understand it.
Yes. Interesting.
So he did it. So it's going to be funny and great. Okay, so moving on. This is still the Critics' Choice Awards. Best Director, Damien Chazelle for First Man. Sorry. Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born. Alfonso Cuarón, Roma. Peter Farrelly, Green Book. Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Spike Lee, Black Klansman, and Adam McKay, Vice. And this is when you jump in and you're like, yeah, Bradley Cooper, he's going to win everything.
No, I mean, listen, I won't be surprised if he does because that was his directorial debut. So I feel like he's going to win something. I just don't know. I mean, if anything, let me take that back. If anything, if that movie wins anything, it's Lady Gaga's going to win something. I feel like they're going to definitely give her something, even though she already performs, so that's not really new to her. But the acting, I think she could win something. But Bradley Cooper can also win, so we just have to wait and see. But we'll see.
Yep. So Best Actor, we have. Oh, I did the Best Actor. No, I didn't.
You did Director.
I did Director. Sorry. Yeah. Best Actor. Again, we have Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born. Christian Bale, Vice. William Dafoe, At Eternity's Gate. Ryan Gosling, First Man. Ethan Hawke, First Reformed. Good for Ethan Hawke. I didn't know he was still acting. Okay. Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody. Viggo Mortensen, Green Book.
Okay.
So Rami.
You said Rami?
If it wasn't for Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper, Rami would easily have it. But I think the actual runoff would be between Christian and Bradley.
Yeah, I think Christian Bale is going to win that. But again, I haven't seen Vice yet, so I can't say that. But it's going to be close. It definitely Bradley Cooper will be in that, and I do think Rami may be in it also to an extent. But I think Christian Bale, the fact you say he gained all that weight to get that role, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins that.
All right, so moving on, Best Actress, we have Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns. Glenn Close, The Wife. Toni Collette, Hereditary. Wow, that movie exists. Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Lady Gaga, A Star is Born. Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Oh, wow.
I'm
Well,
sure Tony got an award nomination.
yeah, I'm surprised at that also because that, in my opinion, that was one of the better horror movies this year, Hereditary.
You're either going to love it or hate it. I don't really think there's an in between.
Yeah.
And Melissa McCarthy, her performance in Can You Ever Forgive Me is so understated. It's a drama. All that slapstick thing, nope, it's a pure drama.
That's
and
true.
She does such great dramas. I want her to do more dramas. I'm not a huge fan of her comedy. I'm not. She's one of those people where you have to find the actual right material for her to just really shine.
That's true.
And she does a lot of that slapstick type comedy where she's always falling over or, farting or making fun of her size. And it's just not funny to me. Yeah. But it's some more subtle type comedy roles. She's really great in it. And also when she did Sean Spencer during SNL, for some strange reason, she was hilarious. I just could not stop watching her with that. But Can You Ever Forgive Me is one of her best performances of her career. And I really liked her in Mike and Molly. She was cute there. But I probably see this going to, as you said before, Lady Gaga.
Well, we'll see about that. I think it's possible Olivia Colman might win that. We'll see. We'll see about that.
So, shots fired. Best supporting actor. We have Mahershala Ali, Green Book. Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy. Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Sam Elliott, A Star is Born. Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther.
Wow.
Well,
that's interesting. That's hard for me to pick because I think it's I want Michael B. Jordan to win something. I enjoyed Ali in Green Book a lot. See, that's hard for me to choose for that one, but it's gonna be close.
Timothy Chalamet for Beautiful Boy. That performance was just so sad and heartbreaking. And then Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And then maybe Mahershala Ali.
I'm totally fine with that because I've heard about that movie also, the Beautiful Boy movie. I haven't seen it yet though. But
it's an interesting one. It's sad. So, Best Supporting Actress, we have Amy Adams, Vice, Claire Foy, First Man, Nicole Kidman, Boy Erased, Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, The Favorite, Rachel Weisz, The Favorite.
Ooh. Wow. So they put them in the same category against each other. Wow. Interesting.
Everyone's against each other. For me, it is Regina King.
Yeah, Regina King's, yeah. I believe that.
To meet her, and she is magical. She's truly magical. I just sat there and she let me cry. It was so wonderful. I was watching you since I wasn't even born because you was like a kid. I loved you so much. She was like, "Oh, you're so precious." She started petting me. She's like, "Who is this special child? Please, get away from me." And boogers were flying everywhere. And I'm trying to talk, but can't remember my questions. It's like, what did you like about the movie? You're so special. So, yeah. Eventually, we're trying to get up that interview. We will get it up soon. But moving on, we have Best Original Screenplay. Ready?
Yes.
Burrow Burnham, 8th Grade, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, Deborah Davis, and Tony oh my gosh, these names. Tony McNamara, The Favorite, Adam McKay, Vice, Paul Schrader, First Reformed, Nick Vallelonga, Brian Hayes Curry, Peter Farrelly, Green Book, Brian Woods, Scott Beck, John Krasinski, A Quiet Place.
Oh, A Quiet Place. Yeah,
oh,
A Quiet Place.
oh, yeah. You know, here's the thing with A Quiet Place. I think that it should have went for best directing
Yeah.
instead of best original screenplay.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my opinion. Some people may actually argue that there is a movie called Bird Box that is coming up on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Basically the premise behind that is if you see the monster, it will kill you. So they have to walk around blind.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here's the thing. The novel came out in 2014. A Quiet Place was released
This
in,
year.
yeah, it was released in 2018.
So you're saying they could have.
Could be said, how original is A Quiet Place?
Okay.
If technically, kind of, that premise already existed with Bird Box, the book, which was released in 2014. So that's my argument with that. One, it played better as a visual movie. This was a directing type movie.
Yeah.
I don't really see it as a screenplay. Vice, maybe it may win. Green Book, maybe it may win. But I really know that there's a lot of support around Roma and Alfonso.
Okay.
So
I definitely have to see this. You said it's on Netflix.
It's coming on Netflix. You gotta watch it.
Okay.
Roma will be on Netflix. And I know, because just watch it there. It's also in theaters as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting.
Also watch it on Netflix if you can. Okay, so we have Best Adapted Screenplay. Ryan Coogler, Joe Robert Cole, Black Panther. Nicole, okay, I'm going to just read the actual screenplay because no one knows his name. I'm sorry. Black Panther, Can You Ever Forgive Me? If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born, First Man, Black Klansman. Ooh.
Adapted screenplay.
I honestly don't know. I think A Star Is Born will win because people are going crazy for that. But who deserves it?
But see, but the thing is this though, that you know that this is like what the fourth time that they've made that movie, A Star Is Born.
It's like it comes out every generation. It's probably the 10th.
Okay, so I have no idea if people may pick that. It all depends. I know that I believe Black Klansman was based on the book, right? By the actual guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
If Beale Street Could Talk was based on a book.
Okay, so these ones probably have a better shot at that. But hey, listen,
all based on books, all of them.
All of them are based on books. Oh, okay.
But
Man,
if I go and say with my heart, it would be If Beale Street Could Talk. It did the best with its adaptation. It really took a combination of Barry Jenkins, the director and the writer, and also what it was based on, which was the author, whose name is forgetting me. Don't have a concussion, people, because you will forget things.
Oh, the author of the book.
James Baldwin.
Okay, yeah.
So if you ever read the book and read James Baldwin's words, it is very poetic and very beautiful. And I felt that Barry Jenkins, all he did was pull out the best parts of it.
Okay.
And reconformed it. So for me, best adapted would go to If Beale Street Could Talk.
Okay.
For me. And then, of course, like the excited, yay, Marvels, I would be like, Black Panther! Woo! But for me, If Beale Street Could Talk would be the most one that should win.
Yeah. Okay.
So, best cinematography, we have I'm going to just name the movies because I'm not going through these names.
Okay.
I can't pronounce them. I'm sorry. Roma, If Bill Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born, Black Panther, The Favorite, First Man. For me, here's the thing. Even if First Man was like death, that's how boring it was. Like I was like, oh, I died. I didn't know that because I felt my soul like leave my body. It's a boring movie. But as I always said before, anything technical, it needs to win because it was very beautiful. It was a beautiful film. But then that's until I saw If Bill Street Could Talk. To me, it's a very intimate and a very quiet film. It relies a lot on just a lot of if it's how it looks, it's cinematography, more than I feel First Man does. So First Man, yes, we have great shots of space because it takes place in space. This, for me, If Bill Street Could Talk, could have easily just been filmed regular with, an iPhone, literally. But he made it, Barry Jenkins, so incredible and so visual that I feel that it deserves it the best. So, yay, you, James Laxton, who is nominated for Best Cinematography. That's my thing.
Yeah, and isn't yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, and didn't Barry Jenkins' other movie win cinematography in the past, Moonlight? Because the movie looks great.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I usually like fall asleep during the cinematography and the technical awards. Like if we're being honest,
that's okay.
It's a long show. It's like 4 hours. Usually, I go to sleep during that time, but maybe I don't know. I have no clue. But that's a film too.
Yeah.
He does very pretty films. So, moving to your favorite topic here, we have his best costume design. Mary Scott's Black Panther. What is going on? Bohemian Rhapsody. The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns. Wow.
Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever.
It's not even close. I think Black Panther definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, best film editing, we have A Star Is Born, Vice, First Man, Roma, The Favorite. Oh, Widows.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. That was a something that was thrown there. Okay.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either. I don't know. Okay, so best hair and makeup. Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Mary Queen of Scots, Suspiria. Wow, that didn't come out yet. And Vice.
That's the hair and makeup.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I definitely need to see Vice. I think Vice is going to win some of these awards.
Rhapsody. Look how whatever his name is, Malik.
Yeah.
So it's between that and, well, you saw The Favorite with all the costumes and the makeup and the hair.
Yeah, The Favorite did look great with the costumes.
Mary Queen of Scots is very, makeup and hairy.
Yeah.
So there you go. Boom. Okay. We're going to skip some of these. Well, no, wait, actually, no, just because it was nominated. So yay. Best production design. I actually have an opinion on this. Black Panther, Roma, Rich Crazy Asians, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, First Man. I think it is between Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, and Mary Poppins Returns.
This is for best production?
Best production design.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
On that production. So those are my three.
Okay.
And Rich Crazy I have not seen yet, but it is such a colorful looking trailer.
I also haven't seen that movie, and I keep hearing about how great that movie is. The fact that they've already greenlit another sequel. Yeah, I need to see that.
It's a trilogy. If you read the books, it's a trilogy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Wow.
We're getting all three. Yay! I'm very happy, and I'm very happy for the Asian community because you need a blockbuster film. Come on now.
Yes, absolutely.
We're almost done. Best song, All the Stars, Black Panther, Girl in the Movies, Dumpling, which is actually on Netflix. It's a Netflix film. Isn't it interesting? Netflix is like getting the big awards things.
That's good for Netflix because they're gonna need something after they get rid of all these Marvel Netflix shows.
We don't acknowledge that. It's too bad. I'll Fight, RBG, which is the Ruth Bader Ginsburg movie. Amazing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The Place Where Lost Things Go, Mary Poppins Returns. A Star is Born, Shallow. Trip a Little Light, Fantastic for Mary Poppins Returns. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that song was it. That song, you know, that was the song they got. That was in the trailer when they first showed the first trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But that song definitely sticks with you, so I could see that winning.
So, best score, Green Book. If Bill Street Could Talk. Isle of Dogs. Wow. Black. These are like such random movies they just kind of throw in there. Isle of Dogs. Okay. Black Panther. First Man. Mary Poppins Returns. I'm going Mary Poppins. If not Mary Poppins, Bill Street. But
now the question I would like to ask is, okay, you said best soundtrack.
This is best score. So who did the best? You know, the music in between. The ha.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay, there you go. All right, yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah, if Bill Street Could Talk really had some great music in it, but yeah, I would go with that. Okay. You really threw me for Isle of Dogs. You're like, wow. Okay, so best visual effects. Are you ready for this one? I need you to sit down, okay? Because this category is ridiculous. Right?
It's gonna be laugh at this one.
Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, Mission Impossible Fallout, Ready Player One.
Wow.
Wow.
So that is a tough one because
I don't know.
Well, first and foremost, you know, I think it's safe to say that the first two movies, Black Panther and Avengers, they definitely in that discussion, and then Ready Player One is in that discussion, and what was the other one again before Mary Poppins?
It was First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Mission Impossible Fallout. Did anyone see that?
Hey, I did see Mission Impossible, and I have to say that was, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. That had to be one of the best Mission Impossible movies I have seen in quite a while.
Oh, really?
Because of because they added Superman to the movie.
Wait, what? Oh, it happened. They over.
Oh no! Because he was in that movie, I think they added a little bit more to it. I mean, it was very predictable storyline. It was a very predictable storyline. You already knew, oh yeah, this is the bad guy here. That was so predictable, but the action was great in the movie.
Okay, I'm salty. This is why.
Yeah.
Fallout is the reason why we got the CGI Superman face in this league. So no, for me. I will refuse to watch that movie just because it ruined. I mean, Justice League was could have it had problems without the mustache, but my God.
Know. They should. I don't know why they just didn't just say shave it and
He couldn't shave it because I think they were filming at the exact same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate.
For me, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I literally cannot pick. Avengers, Infinity War, Black Panther, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, Ready Player One. I know it generated a lot of hate, but that was visually like, wow.
Yeah, visually it looked great, but yeah, it did have some hate. And no disrespect to First Man, but this I haven't seen First Man, so I don't know. But
don't. It's just
there's no way that should beat out Avengers or Black Panther.
Yeah.
For that award, at least.
It might win though, because I don't know. Golly. Golly. Here's the thing. I literally don't know. Like anyone could win and I would be okay with it except for Fallout.
Oh yeah.
just not Fallout.
Fallout definitely won't win. Yeah, it won't win that award. I think I can say that in confidence. But yeah, it's gonna be a tight race between Avengers, Black Panther, and I believe that other movie you mentioned.
Mary
There were so
Poppins?
many mentioned. There were so many mentioned. I forgot.
Avengers, Black Panther, First Man, Mary Poppins, Ready Player One, forget Fallout.
Yeah, Ready Player One and
Yeah.
Mary Poppins. Maybe I haven't seen Mary Poppins. Not out yet here,
Didn't
so
come out yet. No.
yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. So, best animated feature. I already have my pick.
I know what this is gonna be.
The Grinch, Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs. Wow. Mara? I think that's a foreign one. Ralph Breaks the Internet and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You already know Miles all the way.
So I like to make a controversial statement now.
Oh,
Uh, no offense to everybody, but I'm sorry, it's not even close. It's Spider-Man. It's not even close. It's all the rest of these. Yeah, Incredibles was great. But this no, the Spider-Man movie is hands down. That's it. There's no competition.
nope. Best animated feature of the year. I would say maybe best movie of the year. Boom.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely could be that, but they have not nominated for best movie. But yeah, it's the animation. It's going to win that award. I just if they give it to Incredibles, I will be legit salty over that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that.
Yeah. Salty. Okay, best young actor actress. We have Elise Fisher for Eighth Grade, Thompson McKenzie for Leave No Trace, Ed Axenbaum for Wildlife, Maleficent Simmons, A Quiet Place. That was the deaf girl. Amanda Steinberg, The Hate You Give. Sunny South,
Oh,
90s. Oh, Amanda.
right before you said that, Amanda, I would have said the actress in that eighth grade movie was going to win. But until
Really?
you said Amanda, I think Amanda is going to win that.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
going with my head.
Yeah, because that they were talking about that eighth grade movie a lot here for some reason. I didn't get a chance to see that, but everybody kept talking about the performance and all this other stuff. I didn't get a chance to see it. Hopefully, I'll see it eventually, but I don't know. I think The Hate You Give, it has to win something.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
You know what? And that just made me really angry.
What's that?
It should have been nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I agree 100% with that. Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, it was the first book adaptation that actually finally worked and that can please fans of the book and people who've never seen the book. Yeah, I'm mad now. All right. Best acting ensemble. You ready?
Yes.
Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Vice, Widows. Wow.
Well, that's a tough one. It's very tough.
No.
I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to go after the star power like the cast, where it's just like now you said Vice is in that category too.
Vice.
Okay, well Vice is probably going to win then.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I think Vice is going to win.
Best action movie.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I know this one.
Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Mission Impossible Fallout, Ready Player One, Widows.
Oh man.
I already have my vote.
Okay, what's your vote?
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Would have liked Deadpool, but I couldn't stand the kid.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
I couldn't
about the kid.
You purposely couldn't stand him, but I still just couldn't stand him. And it just didn't work in the world. It's like ensemble, like best action. No, Infinity had too much going for it.
Yeah, I agree. And then it is not just the fact that the story was excellent, all this other stuff, but then the whole thing of seeing how certain heroes will go up against Thanos and use their powers. And then when they had the little sequence where they all were using their different powers, teaming up to fight Thanos, how could that not win? Yeah. There's no way. Yeah, I think that's accurate. That's a good choice.
Good, Mr. Stark. I don't feel too good. Mr. Stark. No, I'm sorry. Best cry. There you go. Best movie. That was best action. So best sci-fi or horror movie.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Annihilation, Halloween, Hereditary, A Quiet Place, Suspiria, which has not come out yet.
Hmm.
So, judging by that alone, A Quiet Place. But I did really enjoy Halloween.
What was the first one again? You said?
Annihilation. I hated Annihilation, but I
Oh
appreciate
yeah, Annihilation.
it. Gosh, I hated it. Revenge of the Plants. Yeah,
uh, you
a
know,
Quiet Place for me.
yeah, I think uh, you said something earlier. You said Hereditary is a movie you either hate it or love it,
Yep.
which is true.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I think A Quiet Place should win because of the creativity of the fact of it pretty much like a silent movie.
Mhm.
Uh, so for now, I'm gonna say A Quiet Place, but we'll see what happens on January 13th.
Best comedy. You ready? Best comedy.
Yes.
Crazy. Wow, that just went all the way over. Okay,
Well,
Crazy Rich Asians, Deadpool 2, The Death of Stallion, The Favorite, Game Night. Sorry to bother you. Wow.
oh wow.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
So
Wow. Death of Stallion was hilarious.
I haven't seen that.
Oh
See,
my gosh.
there's a,
It's
there's a
so
lot of
crap.
movies in this category I haven't seen.
It was
Um,
bro.
okay, I have to see that.
It was about
Um,
it was literally about the death of Stallion and what the the chief of staff and then the surrounding staff was trying to do. Do they get rid of the body? Do they like figure out? They just didn't know what to do with the body, and it managed to be a comedy in the middle of basically Nazi Germany.
oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
It really worked. But sorry to bother you. I think we'd have to. That was crazy.
See, the thing is, I'm not sure what's going to
I'm
win that.
thrown by game night. Like really? But
Yeah,
for me, sorry to bother you.
yeah. That game night movie was funny, but it's sort of the same type of comedy you've seen Jason Bateman do before. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Sorry to bother you is a great pick. So we'll go with that for now.
Okay. Best actor in a comedy: Christian Bale, Vice; Jason Bateman, wow, Game Night; Viggo Mortensen, Green Book. This is not a comedy. Stan and Ollie, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool 2, Lakeith Stanfield, sorry to bother you. Green Book is not a comedy. Since when did racism become funny?
Oh,
I'm
uh,
confused.
that's a good question. I
I'm
don't
gonna
understand that.
be confused. I
Mm,
don't. It'll go to Vice probably.
yeah.
But look, Lord. Okay, all right. Best actress in a comedy. The last category we have Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Return; Olivia Colman, The Favorite; Elise Fisher, Eighth Grade; Rachel McAdams, Game Night. Really? Charlize Theron, Tully. Really? Constant Wu, Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah.
So I need to see this crazy rich
Yeah.
Asians movie.
I'm see, here's the thing. I really did enjoy Tully, and I guess you could say it was a comedy, more of like a depressing comedy. But okay. It'll probably go to Emily Blunt, but I appreciate Charlize Theron being nominated. I'm really
Yeah.
thrown by Game Night. Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. Good for you for being nominated. Any thoughts?
I yeah, I'm not sure who's going to win that one.
You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no. I know Rachel McAdams is not going to win, but
I'm so thrown by that. Like, could they not think of another movie and just throw it in there?
I guess they couldn't. But yeah, she's not going to win. But that's an
Yeah,
interesting one.
it's a filler movie. It's like, oh, let's go see Game Night, and then you don't remember it the next day. But okay, yeah, all right. So that was Critics' Choice nominations.
Yes.
You want to move on to the SAG Awards?
Let's move on to the SAGs. How many people you? How many categories are in the SAGs?
Still counting.
Uh-oh.
Still counting.
Uh-oh. It sounds like it's gonna be 50.
Like 20. They would go through it really quickly.
Okay.
You're like, okay. All right. So these are the SAG Awards, which will air on January 27th. And these are judged by your fellow actors. Those who have your green cards. Oh Lord. Those who have your SAG cards, when you want to become a professional actor and you pay your dues and you get your SAG card after working on a union film, you're considered a SAG actor. So these are for the SAG people who are in the SAG branch of acting. Here we go. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a lead. Christian Bale, Vice, Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, Viggo Mortensen, Green Book, John David Washington, Black Klansman, yay, Denzel Washington's son. So we all know Bradley Cooper. Standing performance by a female actor in a leading role. Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns, Glenn Close, The Wife, Olivia Colman, The Favorite, Lady Gaga, A Star is Born, Melissa McCarthy, Can You Forgive Me? Yay, Lady Gaga. And forgets.
Yeah.
All right. We have Best Male and an outstanding supporting role. Mashallah Ali, Green Book, Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver, Black Klansman, Sam Elliott, A Star is Born, Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? I'm going with Timothy. And you're going with Ali.
Yeah, Timothy.
Female actor in a supporting role. Amy Adams, Vice, Emily Blunt, A Quiet Place, Margot Robbie, Mary Queen of Scots, Emma Stone, The Favorite, Rachel Weisz, The Favorite. You're going with Emma Stone.
That's funny. It's funny they got them in the same categories in these.
Okay, outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. We have A Star is Born, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rich Crazy Asians. You're going with A Star is Born because you could not stop crying. I'm going with Panther. Okay. Male actor in a television movie or miniseries. So this is different. Antonio Banderas, Genius, Picasso. Darren Criss, Assassination of Gianni Versace. Hugh Grant, A Very English Scandal. Anthony Hopkins, I didn't know he was still acting, King Lear. Bill Pullman, The Sinner. Darren Criss, Assassination of Gianni Versace is what I go for.
I have to see. I haven't seen any of these.
You have not seen Oh my God. All right, here we go. Television, movie, or miniseries. Best performance by a female actor. Amy Adams, Sharp Objects. Patricia Arquette, Escape from Demora. Patricia Clarkson, Sharp Objects. Penelope Cruz, Assassination of Gianni Versace. Emma Stone, Manic, which is on Netflix. I'm going with Penelope Cruz.
Okay.
Outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series. Jason Bateman, Ozark. Sterling K. Brown, This Is Us. Joseph Fiennes, A Handmaid's Tale. John Krasinski, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul. I am going with, obviously, Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
Or Joseph Fiennes from Handmaid's Tale, because it was depressing. I lasted like a whole half a season. After that, I said I couldn't do it. I prayed. I said, Lord, I can't do this. This is depressing. I cannot. No. Okay. So great joy. That ends the SAG Awards. That was quick. Yay!
Oh, that was quick. Wow.
That was quick. So we have, lastly, what is this here? The other awards, the Golden Globes. With
Yeah.
Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg will host on January 6th. So that will air on television. Here we go. This is the last one. The SAG one was really short. Yay, SAGs.
Yeah.
Even the actors was like, we can't go through this whole show. Okay. So here we go. Golden Globes. We have Best Motion Picture, Black Klansman, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born. I say, if Bill's, no, we all know A Star Is Born is going to win.
For Best Picture?
This is Best Picture, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Best Motion Picture. So you know that Star Is Born. You cry.
Yeah.
You're like, put your paws up. Rah, 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 rah. A Star Is Born. So, yeah. Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Drama. We have Glenn Close for The Wife, Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman, Destroyer, Melissa McCarthy, If You Could Ever Forgive Me, Rosamund Pike, A Private War. You're going with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I think so.
You're like, yeah. Best Actress
so.
in a Drama, Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, William Dafoe, At Eternity's Gate, Lucas Hedges, Boys Erased, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, John David Washington, Black Klansman. You're going with Bradley Cooper because you couldn't stop crying. Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. We have I said it again. Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, Vice. I'm going with Vice.
Well, I'm very curious as to why Vice wasn't nominated as picture, but I guess they said no.
Best Picture, Musical or Comedy.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns. Olivia Colman, The Favorite. Elise Fisher, 8th Grade. Charlize Theron, Tully. Constant Wu, Crazy Rich Asians. Was your favorite? Is it Olivia Colman for you?
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. It kind of a little surprised that some others have not been nominated.
Okay, you're like, I don't know. Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. We have Christian Bale, Vice. Oh, yay! Lin-Manuel Miranda, Mary Poppins Returns. Viggo Mortensen, Green Book, because that show was funny. Robert Redford, The Old Man and the Gun. Golly. John C. Reilly, Stan and Ollie. Wow. I don't know. Christian Bale, obviously. But good for you, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I'm glad he got nominated because I was wondering when this guy was going to get nominated. You know, he's in that Mary Poppins movie too, so
yeah,
that's interesting.
So we have Best Actress in a Supporting Role in any motion picture. Vice, Claire Foy, First Man, Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, The Favorite, Rachel Weisz, The Favorite. I'm going Regina.
Regina King. Yeah. Regina King.
So, Best Actor in a Supporting Role in any motion picture. Mahershala Ali, Green. Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy. Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Richard E. Grant, Can You Forgive Me? Sam Rockwell. Wow. Vice. Yeah. Wow. Well, it's nice to see Sam Rockwell not play a racist cop or person again. So I'm good. It was true. We got back-to-back racist roles with Sam Rockwell. It was like, oh my God, it's like a new thing for you?
That's true.
That is true. So, yay. So, Best Motion Picture Animated is Incredible 2, Isle of Dogs, Mary, Ralph Breaks Internet, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. We all know Miles All the Way.
Yes.
So yay. We have Best Director for Motion Picture. Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born. Alfonso Cuarón, Roma. Peter Farrelly, Green Book. Spike Lee, Black Klansman. Adam McKay, Vice. We all know you cried, Bradley Cooper.
Well, we'll see about that.
I Adam McKay and also Spike Lee, but we all know Bradley Cooper. You're crying in the corner. You love him.
The thing is, I think after I see Vice, some of these picks are going to end up changing. So we'll see.
Okay, so best screenplay for motion picture, we have Alfonso Cuarón, Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for The Favorite, Barry Jenkins, If Bill Street Could Talk, Adam McKay, Vice, Peter Farrelly, Nick Vallelonga, Brian Curry, Green Book. I won't be surprised if Vice wins, but if Bill Street Could Talk needs to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, best original score, A Quiet Place, Isle of Dogs, Black Panther. Wow, good you. First Man, Mary Poppins Returns. So, I don't know. Mary Poppins. That seems an obvious one. Darn it. Supercalifragilistic. So, best original song, All the Stars, Black Panther. Yay, Kendrick Lamar. So that means he's nominated.
Yeah.
Girl in the Movies, Dumpling. Requiem for a Private War. Revelation, A Boy Erased. Shallow, A Star is Born. Shallow.
Yeah. I would love for Kendrick to win something, but I just don't know what they're gonna do about that.
So, best television series drama. The Americans, The Bodyguard, Homecoming, Killing Eve, Pose. Oh, Pose.
Hey, there, yeah.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. I got nominated. Interesting.
Well, for me, it's Pose. Wow. That was incredible. Yay. I'm really excited for that. I did not expect to see Pose. You go on Pose. All right. Best performance by an actress in a television series drama. Ciderona Belief. I'm sorry. From Outlander. Elizabeth Moss, Handmaid's Tale, Sandra Oh, Killing Eve, Julia Roberts, Homecoming, Kerry Russell, The Americans.
I believe that's between Handmaid's Tale and the Sandra Oh show, right?
Yeah, Killing Eve. That's a big one there. So I'm Killing Eve.
Yeah, there you go.
Actor in a television series, Jason Bateman, Ozark, Stephen James, Homecoming, Richard Madden, Bodyguard, Billy Porter, what? Pose, Matthew Rice, The Americans. Going with Billy Porter.
Oh yeah, Billy Porter.
Man, Billy Porter.
Wow, that's awesome.
On American Horror Story. Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly where I remember him from. So that's interesting. That's good for him.
So, best television series, musical or comedy, we have Barry, The Good Place. Wow. Kidding. The Chomsky Method, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. So, Mrs. Maisel is beloved. And I watched the first episode because it was free. And I don't have Amazon. But I totally get Amazon and get rid of the WWE network for it. So I'm going with The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel just because I loved it. And The Good Place had a very good twist. So I would like to see The Good Place, but I doubt it if an NBC show wins. So yeah.
I just want to make a quick comment.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised in the slightest if Kidding wins that award.
Ooh.
Because that's Jim Carrey's show.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the others sound like they could easily win it too. So
okay,
we'll see.
Best performance by an actress in a television series, musical or comedy: Christian Bell, The Good Place; Candice Bergen, wow; Murphy Brown; Allison Glow; Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel; and Deborah Messing, Will and Grace. Golly, Rachel Brosnahan would probably win again.
Oh yeah, she was in House of Cards beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. Every time I go to the movies, they advertise that show she's on. So yeah, so that's good. She could do that.
Okay, so best actor, best performance by an actor in a television series, musical or comedy. Sacha Baron Cohen, Who is America? Good Lord. So many memories with that show. Jim Carrey, kidding. Michael Douglas, he's still alive. The Chomsky method. Donald, oh, whoa, that's a whole different Glover. I almost said Danny. Donald Glover, Atlanta. Bill Hader, Barry. Donald Glover, solely because of the Benny Perkins episode.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm surprised that that episode is not nominated for something. Yes.
Yeah, that would be that episode. I'm shocked that they did Sacha Baron Cohen just for the numerous amount of kind of like angerment and lawsuits. That is if you have not seen that, I definitely recommend you see Who is America. Good, my
Yes.
gosh. Wow. Okay, so best limited series or motion picture made for television. Ready? We have The Alienist, The Assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story, Escape at Dannemora, Sharp Objects, and A Very English Scandal.
Okay.
Assassination for me.
Which one? Which one was yours?
The Assassination of Gianni Versace, which you have not seen, and it makes me sad.
I need to see that, and I have to add that I'm surprised that you did not pick The Alienist.
I did love The Alienist, but then I just was like, I forgot about it. But I don't mean that in like a bad way. It's just a lot of things that are on TV.
Yeah.
But it was really great, and I appreciate it. But the assassination of Gianni Versace was like, whoa.
Yeah, I definitely need to see that.
So, best performance by an actress in a limited series or motion picture for television is Amy Adams, Sharp Objects, Patricia Arquette, Escape from Dannemora, Connie Britton, Dirty John. Really? Wow. Laura Dern, The Tale, Regina King, 7 Seconds. That was a canceled show on Netflix. You need to watch it. We nominate and cancel shows and everything. Well, Regina King can literally act out of a cardboard box. So, yes, that would go for her. I'm really shocked by Dirty John because like it just premiered like a couple of weeks ago. It was very good. But the problem with me and Dirty John is that there's no chemistry on the show. And the first episode just really felt dead inside. But good for their nominations. She just needs to come back to American Horror Story. Or,
Yes.
even 911. I want her back. Just, I appreciate you doing your career, but I want you back for the shows, please. So we have best performance by an actor in a limited series, good Lord, or motion picture made for television. How many goddamn categories? All right, here we go. Antonio Banderas, Genius Picasso, Daniel Brühl, The Alienist, Darren Criss, The Assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story, Benedict Cumberbatch, Patrick Melrose, Hugh Grant, A Very English Scandal, Darren Criss.
Yeah.
He plays the killer.
Oh, he does. Okay.
You're a talented Mr. Ripley.
Okay.
And then he does that. So, yay. That's my pick. Best performance in an actress in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television. Golly. Alex Borstein, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Patricia Clarkson, Sharp Objects. Penelope Cruz, The Assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story. Why is it so long? Whew. Thandie Newton. Whoa, Westworld. Yvonne Stravinsky, The Handmaid's Tale. Wow. I wouldn't be mad if Alex Borstein won. Penelope Cruz is very good too. But I'm shocked by Thandie Newton getting that nomination. You go. Westworld felt like it was so long ago. So, the last category. Praise amen. The best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television, because we have to make sure we get all the categories. Alan R. Arkin, the Chomsky Method. Karen Cullen, The Succession. Edgar Ramirez, The Assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story. Ben Whishaw, A Very English Scandal. Henry Winkler, Barry. He's still alive. I'm very happy for him. Okay. I really like Succession. It's on Showtime. It's about this very rich family fighting for who's going to be next in line for the father.
Wait a second. What's the name of the show?
Succession. It's on Showtime.
Okay. Well, I can definitely watch that because I got Showtime now. So
yay! Go watch it.
Yeah.
So Karen Coughlin is Macaulay Coughlin's baby brother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he plays, like, you would look at him and you're like, oh, you're kind of like the I'm always trying to fit in guy. He plays the bad guy. Oh, okay. You play a bad guy role. So I think Edgar Ramirez is going to win because he's basically Gianni. But if not him, I wouldn't mind Karen winning. Mm-hmm. So that is the last of that. Yay, we made it through. So.
Well, I just want to make a quick comment. I am very surprised that this Sharp Objects show got nominated for so many damn awards.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, you aren't?
It's okay. It's by the same woman who did Gone Girl.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it's a dark thriller about a woman trying to find out who was the killer in the town without spoiling anything.
Okay.
And it's based on the book. Okay. Who was also written by Gillian Flynn. There's a twist at the end because it's, again, Gillian Flynn, and anything that she writes, such as Widows and Gone Girl, there's a twist.
There's a twist.
There's that twist that you know, it's gonna come. So yes, she wrote it, and she's getting the awards. She's a really great writer, even if her twists are becoming slightly predictable. Yeah. Now we must move on to the weekend box office report, which I know you're very excited to see.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear this.
There are some surprises, and there are not any surprises at all. And there's one complete bomb, which was like, wow, because I even forgot the movie came out.
Uh-oh.
All right, so number one. Obviously, we're going to have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
It picked up $35.4 million.
Excellent.
First,
needs more than that, though.
It does. It needs more. First weekend in, obviously, its budget is $90 million. It is going to break its budget very soon. I have no problem about that. It's amazing. Go see it. Go see it 20 times.
Yes.
Second, here's a surprise. The Mule. The Clint
Eastwood. Yeah.
Yeah. $17.2 million. You go on, Mr. Clint Eastwood. Still holding in. I'm surprised. Okay. Well, no, you shouldn't be surprised. Christmas is still, on its way. Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, $11.5 million it picked up. So total gross right now is at $239 million.
That was number 3?
Yeah. And its budget was $75 million. So obviously it broke its budget and made all its money. So it's doing good. Now, shockingly, the number 1 spot for last week is dropped all the way to number 4. And that is Ralph Breaks the Internet with a $9.5 million with a total gross of $154 million. And it has not beat its budget yet, which is $175. Ooh.
That's not good.
Number 5 is a movie I had no idea was coming out, and I did not get a screener for. And I really would not have cared either way. Mortal Engines, Peter Jackson.
Wow. So that's a bomb.
I still to this day don't even know what it's fully about. I'm like, there's land and air and they're fighting. I don't know. It bombed, honey. You ready for this?
Yeah.
7.5.
Okay, now here's the real question. What's the budget?
$100 million. The average was it made $2,417 per theater. So it was in 3,103 theaters. Wow. Okay.
Why the hell would they release that the same week of Spider-Man That makes no kind of sense.
Oh no, that was you. Can't, Peter Jackson. No offense, this is not that big selling name like he used to be. And then you put it up against Spider-Man. Like, wow, why? And then for me, the marketing could have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
They could have did a better job explaining to me what the movie was about. Because I don't know. But your original number 3 is now number 6, which is Creed 2. It made 5.3 million. Its total gross is 104 million. We have at number 7 is Bohemian Rhapsody. Good for you. 4.1 million with 180 million made. Number 8 is Instant Family with 3.7. I'm happy that it's still existing. Instant Family. So it made 60 million and its budget was only 48 million. So, it made its money back. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald is number 9 with 3.6 million. It made, only 151 million, but okay. Its budget is 200 million. Stop thinking. Okay. At number 10, Good for You, Green Book with 2.7, and it grossed 24.6 overall. Now, number 11, just because I have to still include this because I'm just really shocked that it made money because I didn't know many people like flocking to the theater for it. But Once Upon a Deadpool, which is new and came out, is number 11 with 2.6 million.
Well,
good for you.
Oh yeah, that's excellent.
That is excellent. So good, and you know what? Everything's going to breast cancer. So with that millions, it's helped people. And I'm very happy, and I'm very sad to report your favorite movie in the world, Robin Hood, is all the way at number 13, which is funny because what was it? I believe it was yesterday. There was news that broke that Jamie Foxx is indeed marrying Katie Holmes, and my first reaction was, what was the last thing Jamie Foxx was in? And I think he did not remember he was in the whole Robin Hood movie.
So he is marrying her. Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what it was reported. He is marrying his once former best friend who helped him get his Oscar. He's marrying his wife.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
So yeah, good for you. I know you love the movie very much.
I never said that. That was an okay movie, but no, there's definitely better movies that people could go watch.
No, you will not deny you of for Robin Hood. You know you loved yourself some Jamie Foxx.
Oh hell no! Yeah, Jamie Foxx is great. He's good, multi-talented. I'll just leave it at that.
So we're gonna move into the review portion of the segment. Was gonna be spoiler free. The keyword spoiler free.
Yeah.
Here, I saw this a little bit ago. Embargo finally broke. It was Aquaman. I know this is stop laughing. Many people are excited about. I know that you're excited. You can't wait for Aquaman. Aquaman is golly molly. Okay, so here's the thing with Aquaman. Aquaman is DC's most improved movie, but it's still not better than Wonder Woman, in my opinion. We start off with the parents basically saying, they can't. His mother is of sea, his father is of land. And they come together to create the sea man land baby. And the ocean is calling for their queen back, and it's a struggle and things happen. And so a lot of the plot is missing because here's the thing. The boy was raised on land. I'm assuming that his father told him about the sea and where his mother comes from, but we never get to see him actually in the sea as a boy. Instead, he just grows up into, to be Jason Momoa, and he is a man of land and sea, and he helps defeats the ocean from man who wants to throw bombs and their trash and whatever type of mess that goes on in the ocean. Meanwhile, there is a struggle between who is going to be the next in line, because we have Jason Momoa, which they know who exists, but he's basically on his time in fighting with Justice League, and he's not really in the sea. He doesn't really seem to know that much about it, which is kind of weird because with the plot, like I said, it's all over the place and there are massive holes that are missing. The struggle, mainly, as we all seen in the trailer, is that his brother, who is played by Patrick Wilson, who to me will always be a man baby in all the roles that he plays, he is now the brother who is vying to be king of the ocean, essentially. And he comes into combat with his brother, Jason Momoa, and their whole thing is to fight for the crown. The thing is, Jason Momoa, this is where it gets really weird, he's trained by people of the sea and how to fight. We never see him in the sea, so he doesn't know of all of their rules and their laws, and that's the thing that goes against him. The people are like, why would we have a leader who doesn't know how our kingdom is ruled, how our lands work, how our laws are written? So why should we trust this basically a man? The other part is that Patrick Wilson, who is the brother, is more of like, he's playing the villain-ish type of role. Like, I'm the big bad king. But instead, he comes across as like the spoiled baby who wasn't properly mothered. On top of this, Jason Momoa's Aquaman is fighting against another villain of land. The guy who is a villain is basically used by people of the sea to help bring Aquaman down. It's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. And here's this all-encasing battle. It sounds really interesting, and for what it is, aside from the massive plot holes that are missing, that just doesn't make any sense, that I guess the audience just has to fill out for themselves. Aside from that, it is a rather decent movie with a rather decent plot line. But again, it's kind of really janky and all over the place. The biggest strong point of the movie is special effects, not as fight sequences. The fight sequences, it looks like an Ang Lee, the Hulk video game. Like it's very corny. And so for me, the fight sequences doesn't work. But the special effects, how they move in the water is incredible. And I know that we're getting a Disney Little Mermaid adaptation. I would not mind them using the same technology that was used for this movie to make that movie. And for them to improve upon it, because it's just that great. The other problem that I kind of seem to have, aside from the plot points, just big things missing, is that it doesn't really know if it wants to be serious or a comedy. There's scenes that's like, oh, this is really funny. And, it keeps up with that whole Aquaman, yeah, let's feel the waves type of vibe that you get from Jason Momoa just himself. And I don't really see him acting. I just really see him just playing himself. But then at times it could be a little dark, but it really doesn't really get there. So I guess that would kind of work with making it more humorous because, DC is always being considered the darker movies compared to, say, Marvel. So this is more of the lighter movies, just that the pacing was really off and it throws it a lot for what is it supposed to be. There are characters and storylines that kind of drag. Pretty soon you get in there and instead it becomes like a quest movie where we have to do like side quests instead of the main quest. So it's again an Ang Lee video game. But overall, it really worked. My biggest gripe, aside from the special effects being so incredibly cheesy, where you could see that's a stunt double. That's a stunt double. Nope, that's CGI. because just things just don't make any, like the fighting sequences are just like, really? It's just really bad. And again, it just the actors don't look properly placed in the scene. So you can tell it's CGI. My biggest gripe with it, even though visually it's very beautiful, and it is very beautiful, I'm not taking that away. The thing is, there are scenes from the movie that literally look like other scenes from other movies. There's a part where all of the I don't know what you would call it, Atlanteans, they're in the water and they're looking at whomever is going to be the new king. And it literally looks like a scene out of The Little Mermaid at the very end when Ariel says, "Goodbye, father," and goes off with Prince Eric. There are other scenes that look like Avatar, Fern Gully, which again was Avatar, or, anyway. Let's see. It's just, there's scenes that just look too much like other parts of the movie from other different things. And like literally, if you was to put the artwork between, show them side by side, they just look alike. That was one of my main things that was the problem. So again, for DC, this is the best they could do. And it took them a really long time for them to get Aquaman made, to actually finish it with the completion of it. And I felt during that time period, it could have been spent actually not having such gaping holes with the plot scenes. There's huge things and questions that are just unanswered where I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why? And there's also a lot of weird flashbacks that just seem to randomly be thrown in there. So like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you know how you forget something? So you're like, oh, let's just put it in a flashback. And they filmed it, much later in the whole thing. So it's really good for DC. And if you want to see a movie that's just mindless fun and you're not doing anything that day, I would say go see it. Like, I'm not going to completely bash it, but if you're someone who, you're on a budget and you just don't want to spend $15 or $20 to go see a movie that's really not going to excite you, probably don't see it.
Or in other words, what you mean is if you have $14, $15 and you don't want to go see a bad movie, then you need to go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Here's the thing. Again, Aquaman is it's not the Justice League. That's literally the whole selling point. Aquaman, it's not the Justice League. There you go. Please go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse instead. But, it's not the Justice League. So yay for that. That's so sad. But yeah, that's what I have for Aquaman. Another movie that I saw doesn't come out until next year. It's called Escape Room. I'm really shocked that I was able to sit through this. Here's the thing. I thought this movie was going to be one thing, and instead it was something else, and then it became something else. Escape Room is based on basically an escape room. You know how you go in those different rooms, you and a bunch of friends or even random strangers, you go in the room and you have to solve a bunch of different puzzles, and you're given a limited time, and you're basically made to see how smart or like inferior you feel, and it may hurt your feelings at the end. This is basically the same concept, except for you die. But there's a but. It's really smart. Here's the thing. It's really smart, and then it gets too smart, and then it gets smart for its own good. So watching Escape Room was watching someone become really famous and really successful, and then they self-sabotage themselves. So in Escape Room, you meet these random different people. There are like 6 or 7 of them, maybe 8, didn't really count. You meet several different people and their storylines. You have one guy who, I'm not going to give any backstories because it plays within the plot and the twist and everything. But you have one guy who seems to he's like a high school dropout. You have one girl, she's in college. She's really, really smart. She knows her she knows her math. She knows technology. She's one of those really studious people. Another guy who's just, your average, regular, kind of like just a regular average Joe. Someone who's like really obsessed. He's like a gamer. He's obsessed with games. He's like that annoying friend that's always talking about, I don't know, God of War or whatever game. It's really popular, but he keeps talking about that one game for like 10 years straight. You have a woman who is former Marines. You have another guy who is he's like a really successful, smart CEO man who's just trying to make it to the top to impress other people. He dresses really sharp. He washes every day. He smells good. He's a little arrogant. So you have these random different people and they meet up for escape room. They get this random box and it tells them the location of where to meet. So they go and they meet and they start, what's the escape room? And, oh, this looks really fun. And then what really fun ends up being is really torturous. And along the way, people do die. What shocked me the most is in my mind, I was expecting, how you get those really bloody, gory horror movies? That's kind of like Saw type goriness. You don't get that at all with this.
Oh, man.
What's wrong?
Oh, no, that's my reaction. This is horrible news.
Oh, that's not horrible. So you don't get the Saw bloody thing. So if you're not into the gore, that's a good thing. Like, I didn't really want to see decapitations all day and needles being stabbed into people's eyeballs.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a really intelligent film because you find yourself trying to solve the puzzles along with the people. And then you kind of realize, hey, I'm not that smart after all because I don't get it. And it was really smartly done. But again, people do die, but their deaths are not like horrific. And it's really funny because you have to get over that person's death before you die as well. So it may be like, oh, we miss Sally and we're crying over Sally. And then like 5 seconds later, come on, let's go, guys. But it's for a reason. It's like, are you really that sad Sally died if you have to die next? That type of thing. So you see, it's really smart. The problem is, as I'm watching this, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it feels like it's a sequel to another movie. It feels like it could be a prequel to another type of movie. You know how you get those movies, those franchises, that it kind of feels like there were moments where I was like, oh, this is another Saw movie, but they're just doing it smarter this time. And I'm like, oh no, this could easily be Final Destination, but like a remix version. It's neither of those, which is not a spoiler. It's neither of those. But these people who are very random are brought together for a reason. And there's one factor that ties everyone together, which I'm not going to say because that's a spoiler. And it's actually really smart of what they decide to do. And it's a scientific type of thing. So you have to really think about it. The thing is that there seems to be multiple endings to this one movie where, because of that, it cheapens the intelligence of the film. And by the time you get to the very last point, you're like, I really hate you. And you want to stab something through the screen. So it was this like horrible slope of like really great excitement. Then you're kind of getting nervous and you're like, what? And then you're like, huh? And then you're like, no. And then you're just like, why? So why is my final reaction. But yeah, it was like watching someone self-sabotage their success until they're on the park bench. They had it all, and now they're just on the park bench doing tricks for some change. Sorry.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
I hope that you get to see some better movies.
Yeah, I'm going to see Bird Box Monday.
Bird Box?
Bird Box, which is the Sandra Bullock Netflix movie that comes, I think, next week to Netflix, which I told you earlier it was about there's a monster But if you see them, they kill you.
Yeah.
So you have to walk around the world blindfolded.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
It's basically a quiet place, but it's like a blind place. But remember, it came out before A Quiet Place did, because the book was written in 2014.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's a thriller. That should be interesting and not bad at all. So I know you saw some movies, so take it away.
Okay, first and foremost, only two movies I have to talk about. I'm not going to give any spoilers, and since I now know that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse only made 30 million this weekend, 30 or 35 million, I feel as though I need to talk about that first. I'm just going to say this: if you're a Spider-Man fan or a Marvel fan in general, this is the absolute must-see movie. It's not no, you need to think about it. I'm telling you, there's a reason why this movie was rated as high as it is on pretty much everywhere with both the critics and the fan feedback. So you definitely need to go see this movie. I know Dana has already spoken about it on a previous episode, so I don't want to retread anything that she's already said. All I'm going to say is that strictly from an animation standpoint and visually, the movie, it looks absolutely fantastic. And I went to school for film animation video, so I've noticed ever since I left school, I always overanalyze movies that have to do with animation. This movie by far is a technical achievement in pretty much every category. If I had to basically give my overview of it. And again, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do because I know that they have already greenlit a sequel. So I'm curious to know what that sequel is going to be about. I know that, of course, they have the after credit scene, which I definitely would say that you should stay. And the other thing I am going to mention, and I'm not going to say any spoilers, but man, that Stan Lee cameo in the movie, that was a very emotional moment for everybody in the theater. I'm not going to say why. It really makes you think when you think about all the work that this man has done with all of these characters, and just to see him honored in these works, it really shows you how much, how high in regard he is viewed upon, not just by Marvel, but I mean, pretty much everybody that has ever worked on a Marvel project. So, I mean, that really got me when I saw that the way that they paid the tribute to him, because it's also the tribute at the end. But yeah, the movie was fantastic. Highly recommend it. Go see that immediately. For me, the experience of seeing it truly was surreal. It made me think about Black Panther because the screening that I went to, there were even little kids dressed up as Spider-Man. And then there was also some parents that brought their kids. The parents were dressed up too. So it was really just a really interesting thing to see. Um, and of course, normally when you go to a movie, kids, they start crying and they have to leave the theater. Not one kid left the theater to this whole movie. They were all into the movie, and the adults were into it too. So again, cannot emphasize it enough. If you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a Marvel fan, this is a movie that you absolutely need to see ASAP. You don't need to see it in 3D if you don't want to see it in 3D. You can see it in IMAX if you want because it looks even better in IMAX, but regardless of how you see it, you absolutely positively need to see it. So make sure you see it this holiday season as soon as possible. All right. That's my overview of Spider-Man. I do want to now mention the other movie that I did see, and this is the movie that is coming out this upcoming Friday, Thursday night for those of you that want to go to advanced screenings. But I'm talking about Bumblebee. Now, if you've seen the trailer, you pretty much have a good idea of what this movie is about from the trailer. So I'm not going to give any spoilers. All I'm going to say is this. When I heard about this movie being made, I was very skeptical and also very much tired because I'm not really a fan of the Transformer movies as they have continued over time. I was totally fine with the first two movies. Yeah, that was fine. But then when you start doing all these additional movies that are not necessary, that was when I just got a little tired of the
You know you
franchise.
love Robot Heaven.
Say what?
You know you love Robot Heaven. Optimus Prime died, you was crying.
that
No.
now that to me, I'm pretty sure that offended quite a lot of people. I mean, I wasn't really offended by it, but it's just like I was like, come on, son, this doesn't make any sense. We don't need to.
Heaven after all.
Yeah. It was just a weird thing for them to add. But the thing I will say about this, when I heard they were making another movie, I thought to myself, why are they continuing to make Transformer movies? And I instantly wrote off this movie before I saw anything. I wrote it off saying this is probably going to be like another movie where it's just going to be a cash grab for those that are Transformers fans, but it's not going to be anything really to it. Then I saw the movie and I did a complete 180 on everything I thought about the movie. First and foremost, have to give a shout out to Travis Knight. This is his first live action movie director's role. This guy was born in the 80s, grew up playing Transformers. So this is literally the perfect director that you can get for this movie because he knew about how he loved the toys during his childhood, and he brought that love and excitement to this movie. And this movie pretty much is a origin story for Bumblebee. So we get a lot of information. There's a lot of things that are explained in this movie, which when you go back and you watch the first Transformers movie, now you understand why the character is a certain way. So I appreciated that. Of course, the cast they had in it, you know, we had John Cena make his appearance. And as someone who has been waiting desperately to see John Cena play a heel in a movie, I specifically wanted to see how they handled this character in the movie. And you know, for the most part, I thought he was pretty much what he served the purpose of what he needed to do in this movie. Do I think that he was an absolutely phenomenal heel? Well, that is something that could be debated because I don't necessarily think he is I want to say an over the top heel. It's a character that you can relate to, though. I will say that much. So, with that said, he did a great job. Of course, the main actress in the movie, Haley, she did a great job in her role, the role that she played. And of course, everyone else that was in the movie did a fantastic job. It had a good amount of humor in it, but when it needed to get serious, it got serious. It got to the point relatively quickly. And overall, it was just a really fun, enjoyable film. And once again, when I went to this movie, again, this was an advanced screening. There were, of course, kids in the audience. Wasn't really any kid that needed to leave or cried or anything like that. And a lot of people my age or older who also grew up that were Transformers fans watching this film. And pretty much everybody loved it. And the other point, and the final point that I will make, again, as I mentioned earlier, the director Travis grew up in the 80s. So everything about this movie is in the 80s. It does take place in, you know, during that time period, but everything about this movie feels 80s. The soundtrack, they're playing music from that time period. Everything about that, it made everything, it brought everything to another level for me in terms of what it had to offer as a film. So once again, if you grew up in the 80s, if you played Transformers, you 100% will love this movie, and I mean that in all sincerity. I didn't really think there was really too many issues with the film itself. I thought it was enough character development in there for Bumblebee and for the other characters, so I didn't really have any issues with that. And even with John Cena, a lot of explanations as to how his character operates within the storyline. So overall, a great movie. Um, and I have to give them props with how they connected to the first movie. And I'm not going to say how they did that, but this was an excellent Transformers movie. By far the best Transformers movie that I have seen in recent memory. And if you are a fan, you should definitely check it out. But if you don't care about Transformers, then maybe you may not like to see this film. I don't know. It depends because there's a lot of movies out these days. But yeah, great movie overall, fun time, and you might be surprised if you actually check it out.
Wow. Yeah, I've been hearing really great things. I've been
Uh-oh.
better things about that than Aquaman.
Oh
So,
yeah. And you know, since you mentioned that, I would like to give a prediction. I do believe that, and you know, maybe I may be wrong on this one. Bumblebee is going to be #1 at the box office next week. Aquaman will be is going to maybe be #2, but this I think Bumblebee will definitely be #1 because the word of mouth of the critics and everything else. Yeah, I think that's going to play a role into people seeing the movie.
Oh, well, that's we'll find out next week.
Is it? Yes, we'll see.
So that should be really good. So, yeah, next week should be very interesting indeed. So I know I'm going to see Bird Box, and there was another movie that I'm still embargoed, but I think I can talk about it next week. It's Serenity. It's the movie with Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey.
Uh-oh.
It comes out in January. It's the movie that I saw right before I got my concussion. But the movie wasn't the fault. Yay. So I can't say that. I'd be like, oh, it's that bad. You had a concussion? No. The opposite. I was so excited after I left that movie that I collapsed and just boom, got a concussion.
Oh, that is not a joking matter. Yes, got to
Yes,
glad everything is okay, but yes, that's a serious situation right there.
yes. But Serenity shall be very interesting to talk about. A lot of fun things with that. Or maybe it sucked. Who knows? We're going to have to find out next week.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yay. Next week it is. We will be back next week with our movies and what comes out and all of our reviews and any more news that has happened. So, once again, I am your host, Dana, and I am once again was joined by Richard Bailey Jr. Thank you very much for listening. Richard, do you have any final words?
Oh no, thank you for having me on the show. And yes, thank you to everybody that listen and support the show. Definitely feel free to let us know which movies you think are going to win awards this award season, and what your thoughts are on the movies that we also reviewed if you had a chance to watch them. But yes, thank you for your continued support.
Yes, thank you very much.